Hello everyone. Today we'll introduce you our humanities project. Our topic from this project is disasters. There are two types of disasters, natural and human-made disasters. Uh, Natural disasters have several types. This is avalanche. It is a sudden, drastic flow of snow down a slope occurring when either natural triggers, such as loading from new snow or rain, or artificial triggers, such as explosives or uh, back country skiers, overload this snowpack. Uh, this is earthquake, the shaking of the Earth's crust caused by underground volcanic forces of breaking and shifting rock beneath the Earth's surface. This is wildfire, fires that originate in uninhabited areas and which pose the risk to spread in inhabited areas. As you see, this is a flood. Flood happening when small creeks, gullies, dry streambeds, ravines, culverts, or even low-lying areas flood quickly. This is a hurricane. It is the view from cosmos, view of a hurricane from cosmos. It is heavy rains and high winds. This is landslides, geological phenomenon which includes a range of ground movement, such as rock falls, deep failure of slopes, and shallow debris flows. This is tornado, violent rotating columns of air which descend from severe thunderstorm storm cloud systems. It usually appears because of pressure in air, uh, actually pressure difference in air. This is a tsunami, a series of waves hitting shores strongly, mainly caused by the displacement of a large volume of a body of water. This usually happens after earthquake, and this is all a volcanic eruption, the release of hot magma, volcanic ash, or gases from a volcano. This is happening because of underground processes in the Earth's magma. And when there is so much magma, it exposes. From my side, it's all. Now, Jalal will talk about history of disasters.
Okay, thank you, Fuad. So I'll talk about history of disasters. The worst earthquake in recorded history is the earthquake of May 2022, 1916, that struck the town of Valdivia in southern Chile. Uh, it is the most powerful ever recorded earthquake and has become known as the Great Chilean Earthquake. It is thought to have measured 9.5 on the moment magnitude scale. The tectonic plates shifted by over 30 meters, releasing huge volumes of energy in seismic waves. Uh, so the biggest flood disaster in 1931, Yangtze Huai River floods. After a drought from 1928 till 1913, the area of the Yangtze and Huai rivers received a lot of snowfall. When it started to melt in early 1931, the extra water flowed down the river along with still melting ice and snow. So the biggest tsunami disaster. Alaska is a home to the largest tsunami ever recorded. The 1,720 foot wave hit the tall banks of Lituya Bay in Southeast Alaska in 1958. There were two people who were in the bay who died, and four survived. A magnitude 7.8 earthquake struck on the Fairweather Fault near Elfin Cove on the evening of July 9 in 1958, according to the United States Geological Survey. That quake triggered a massive landslide in Lituya Bay, which in turn caused the tsunami. So the biggest tornado disaster, the most extreme tornado in extreme tornado is recorded. The biggest tornado disaster. The most extreme tornado in recorded history was in the three-state tornado, which spread through parts of Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. It was on March 18, 1925. It holds records for longest pass length in 219 miles, longest duration at about 3.5 hours, and it held the fastest forward speed for a significant tornado at 73 meters per hour anywhere on Earth until 2021. So the world's largest volcanic eruption. The world's largest eruption of 20th century occurred in 1912 at Nova Rupta on the Alaska Peninsula in what is now Katmai National Park and preserve. An estimate 15 cubic kilometers of magma was explosively erupted during 60 hours beginning on June 6. And now Fidan will talk about history of natural disasters in Azerbaijan.
Thank you, Jalal. Now I will talk about the history of natural disasters in Azerbaijan. First is landslide. On 7 March 2000, a major landslide involving an area of 15 HA occurred in the Bayıl zone of the Sabayıl district, south of the Baku city center. The landslide in the Bayıl slope destroyed dozens of shops, apartments, and gas stations. After the incident, it was decided to move roughly 300 families from this territory. Then we will continue with earthquake. An earthquake measuring 5.6 on a Richter scale struck Zaqatala and Gah, a northwestern part of Azerbaijan, on 7 May 2012. 10 hours later, an almost similar earthquake or aftershock hit the area again. 15 people from Zaqatala were injured due to these earthquakes. In addition, 3,124 houses and public buildings were either destroyed or damaged due to the earthquakes. Following this earthquake, strong and regular aftershocks were again registered in both regions. In Zaqatala, more than 6,500 houses and public objects suffered from the earthquakes, and 6,949 families were evacuated and settled either in tents of nearby houses. So the last one is flood. In May 2010, unusually large amounts of rain in the south of Azerbaijan caused the Kura River to rise to its highest level in over 100 years, bursting dams and overflowing onto Norby village. This unprecedented level of flooding hit hardest in the Sabirabad, Imishli, Saatlı districts, which is near the confluence of the Kura and Aras rivers. More than 24,000 people were affected, with tens of thousands of homes flooded or destroyed, and 50,000 hectares of farmland inundated. So now Fuat will talk about human-made disasters.
Thank you, Fidan. So another type of disasters is human-made disasters. Human-made disasters have an element of human intent, negligence, or error involving a failure of a man-made system, as opposed to natural disasters resulting from natural hazards. Such man-made disasters are crime, arson, civil disorder, terrorism, war, biological or chemical threat, cyber attacks, and etc. So that's all from my side. Now Jal will talk about Ahmed. Wasn't. So that's all from my side. Now Jal will talk about biggest man-made disasters. So please, Jalal.
Thank you, Fuad. So I will talk about the biggest man-made disasters. First is Aberfan Colliery sleep. It was on October 21, 1966. A vast quantity of saturated debris broke free from the pile and traveled towards the village. The result was devastating. 144 people lost their lives. Okay, the Seveso disaster. This industrial accident took place at a chemical plant north of Milan, Italy. On Saturday, July 10th, 1976, the factory was producing a chemical which has been used as a chemical weapon. The cloud settled over 6 square miles of the surrounding area, including the town of Seveso, according to the journal Environment International. Children were hospitalized with skin inflammations. Hundreds of residents suffered from skin conditions, and huge areas of land were evacuated. So the Chernobyl meltdown. The explosion at Chernobyl is one of the world's most infamous man-made disasters. It started innocently enough with engineers performing a routine experiment that was supposed to find out if the plant's emergency water cooling would work during the power outage. In the years following the incident, studies estimate that thousands of people have succumbed to cancer because of the radiation. So the deep water horizon oil spill. Oil spills are among the most visible man-made disasters of our times, and among 2010's deep water horizon incident is reputed to be the largest marine oil spill in history. So now Fuat will continue with human-made disasters in Azerbaijan.
Now I will continue with human-made disasters in Azerbaijan. So firstly, I want to talk about Baku white city that exists nowadays, but it was previously, as you know, Baku black city. Like it was named like this because of the excessive amount of oil that was there producing, and because of the oil production, the radiation of oil still stays there. That's why it's also can be called as disaster that exists in Azerbaijan. So the second disaster is Güneşli. Güneşli. The second disaster was in Güneşli oil reserve. It was exploded in 2015, and as a result, excessive amount of oil was split in the sea, which can be also a disaster for our country. So that's all from our side. Thanks for your attention. Here are our references. Thank you very much.